concealed for many years by church. This unknown man is the true hero. The church claims he was a blasphemer and an anarchist, the root of all evil. But is this the truth? Won't you join me on a journey for the truth? Before that, please tell me your name and birthday. We'll keep his name. Ramza. I won't use my birthday. The Zodiac Brave story. Old games make me think of like drawing up full screen versus widescreen, because it's like nowadays that issue doesn't exist because everybody uses a widescreen television or monitor, like a 16:9 resolution. But back then when 4:3 was still standard for homes and 16:9, 69:10, etc. was only theater stuff, so it was the black bars is really common. So anytime I see it, it reminds me of growing up. A pretty epic opening to the game. Orban Monastery. There's a lot of talking in this game, and I don't know if I'm gonna actually try to talk to it like I have been. I've played this game a lot, but I can almost guarantee there's gonna be a lot of grinding. But it shouldn't be too boring with this game, because everything levels with you, so there's always a danger of dying. Oh yeah, I'm not gonna really go over any of the the speech. I'll kind of give an overview at the end of each little cutscene during the battle. Because for me to like really try to get into talking over every part in a JRPG would be maddening for me at this point in streaming. I'm definitely getting sick. But yeah, I'm not that... I've never been a big talker. So the volume of my voice is very low. And I can't like do multiple voices for an elongated period of time. So basically there's the Lion War going on. Zoltana's men, the Black Lion, versus Daisadarg's men. Or not, Daisadarg is the brother. Larg's men, the White Lion. And Aegis and Gafgron's been hired by the White Lion to make sure the princess gets back to Larg. And Zoltana's men are intercepting us. And our hero, Ramza, is working for the mercenary Gafgarian. So this is a tactical RPG instead of... It's still turn-based, but it's more about the strategy of how you place your units along the field and use them. Since this is mostly automated, my goal for this, since I have Yell, is to speed up Gafgarian and Aegis so that they can just finish this really fast. Because Yell will increase speed, and the more speed you have, the faster your turn timer goes up. And Gafgarian and Aegis have unblockable attacks for this fight. Which the turn timer is the third meter in the UI. Basically the game runs faster than you'd think cycles of everybody's speed until somebody hits 100, and then that person takes a turn. So you don't actually see it happening like you would in a turn-based RPG, or in most Final Fantasy games like Final Fantasy 7, 8, 9, etc. when you see the turn cycles taking place. It happens fast enough to where you don't actually see it, because it just goes to the next person who would have a full bar through the cycles. And then it fills everybody up accordingly, so that it can calculate further. But yeah. So speed abilities are extremely important because the faster you can fill any speed manipulation is extremely important in a turn-based game. Because it changes how many turns you can take over the enemy. Which is always important. Like right now, Gafgari and Aegers can take probably 2 turns before well, they could probably take 3 turns before these guys could take 2. Which is really nice. Because they have the abilities we need to get through this quickly. Mostly because of that knight over there. Not the archer, but the knight. The knight has a shield, and it's like essentially the best shield you could have at this point in the game. So he's really frustrating to deal with. The Gafgron is fast as shit now. So this should be over quickly. Very, very fast. Especially since Aegers gotta stop. Because now that guy pretty much can't block. You can't block this attack anyway. So yeah, it's over now. Let go of me. So that was our tutorial fight. Mysterious Knight comes to take the princess away. Don't blame us, blame yourself or God. Aegers is upset. Ramza realizes who it is. It's Delita, who, it's Goltana, not Sultana. I'm dumb. I've played this enough to know that. Delita's name we heard in the prologue as the hero, or the false hero, in a way. And now they're talking about it. Many soldiers who returned from the war had no jobs. Little. It's like Shatner's doing this monologue. Money. And even less loyalty to the crown. And he became thieves and rebels plotting rebellion against the king. It's the royal family. At the time that robbery and murder were commonplace in Ivos, many heroes and wizards came out of there, and Garland was no exception either. That's the one, like, funny mistake is how that was handled, is because I don't think they expect people to, like, try to read it out loud and realize how awful it is. The Death Corps are mentioned for the first time in here as the rebellion, essentially. You have a mission. Barbarians are attacking Galleon. Death Corps detests the royal family. Do not overlook them. Thieves are trying to get into this town. So this is our first real fight. And we might as well save because... I mean... we still haven't really gotten to a point where we control our direction. So I want the people who are like even, not really close to low bravery or low faith. But you kind of have to take those guys. So I'll take the one with high faith. Because later in the game, the people with low bravery and low faith, even though I won't be using them later in the game, are a detriment to your team. Condition for winning: defeat all enemies. Luckily, most of the gameplay is going to happen all the time, because I like to grind. So there won't be a lot of like downtime in between fighting. And a lot of the story occurs during combat, so that's also like character development and some plot pushing. A lot of the important things in the story happen. So the first turn is kind of sort of getting in position to fight. Since it's the first fight, my chemists aren't going to be doing much unless I really fuck up, which is really possible, but I also don't want to move them too far in. Because if they get up close, they are the squishy part of my team. So getting them into a position to be harmed isn't a good thing. Because as you can see, there's a timer here. And I made him pop a potion, which I'm fine with that. Gonna back off a bit. I'm annoyed Delito walked off. He's a guest, so I can't expect him to stay, but he got a job up. Something I want to get, like, as quickly as possible is, I need to get a game job JP up or whatever it's called. Well, that guy died. So that just leaves the chemist and this guy right here. Because, anyway, because gain job JP up lets me level my jobs faster. And I'm not going to use the glitch to speed it up, because then I lose normal XP. The chemist also does no damage, so... But he will be really frustrating to pin down because Delata decided to go over there instead of over here. As you can see, there's timers, and that counts for your characters too. So it gives you time to res characters, which is and it has permadeath in that sense, which makes sense for this game type. Because it's a tactical RPG. Oh, a treasure box. This guy's just gonna heal himself until he dies. Hopefully I can trap him into a corner. That's my goal at the moment. I'll leave this squire here. But he's giving me job XP, etc. Oh, an ability. Well, better than nothing. He's just gonna potion himself again and walk away. I'm not really bothering to cage him because I'd like to get all these items first. But I do have the time constraint on trying to get them before Deleter gets over here. So it is this guy doesn't do enough damage. Well, you know, no dash. Regulation. I'm gonna need to move my chemist because he's not helping at this point. Neither is Deleto, which upsets me. But I cannot out-damage Potion, so it's not much longer.